We are moving on to step 38. Rows 1 to 7 on the second part of the SDragon. I didn't go through point by point again of the tutorial. I just basically say repeat the first 7 rows that you've already done with pictures to help you out. So you know your starting point is here where there's the 2 seed beads, and you're going to want your B Delica beads for this row. I should also put away my extra, so again I don't accidentally toss them around the bead mat. So back to the B beads, size 11 cylinders. I gotta stop calling them Delicas because they're actually treasure beads by Toho. And I want to keep all the threads tucked up and out of my way. Pick up the size 11, thread it through the available size 15. Remember, we're working on the side of the dragon, so we're going now right to left down the side of this brick stitch. When you get to the gap caused by the cord, you will fill it with 1 Delica bead. Try not to add an extra by mistake. You don't want to make one side of your dragon body wider than the other side of your dragon body because they will not zip together properly for row 9. And all of my beads are kind of clumped up here around the cord again, so I got to be very mindful that I'm going through the outer 3rd bead, not the middle one. If you are using the seed bead needle that was provided in the kit, your needles should pass through these, even though they've had multiple back and forths when you secured it to the cord. The size 12 needles are good for passing through size 15s at least 3 times without causing issue and breaking. A couple of these rows, my 2 seed beads are a little out of alignment. So I'm always making sure that I'm going through the 3rd one in the rows of 3 and skipping over the size 15s that are just 2 rows. And the peyote stitch that we're doing right now will continue to push them into alignment. See, no more gaps. Next time you see this in a highlight, I will be talking about the spine closure of the SDragon and how we're going to knit both of the row 7s together into an 8th row, seamlessly closing your SDragon body. I finished adding all of the beads, the seed beads, on the side of the SDragon now. So there is all the rows. From the brick stitch, it's the back and forth of 3 treasures, and then back and forth peyote of the 3 seed beads, and 1 row of size 8 seed beads to close the SDragon. We are at the tail, and it's time to close up towards the neck with felt in there. So with felt, I didn't cut any of the felt because some people may have a slightly longer or a slightly shorter body. So we're going to just lay the felt in there from top to bottom and then cut the length that you'll need. You could leave it there till the end and then cut it off. It's up to you, but I like to trim it out of the way. Be about there. So I'm not fighting with the excess while I'm working. Another thing that you may want to do is, instead of just folding it in half or laying it down and pushing it down, is you may want to give the felt a little bit of a twist to give some roundness in the body. Some of the SDragon bodies I've worked on in the past are more narrow. Don't know why it happens that way, so a little bit of twist can also help the felt fit a bit better. And now we're going to zipper the two sides together, the row 7 on your latest side to the row 8 on the other side. I'll even tell you what step we're working on once I open my tutorial here to the right page. So many windows open. So step 39, main body back closure. The bead is right now exiting on your second side through the size 11 bead. And we're going to put it through the size 11 bead that caps off the row on the first side of your dragon. Just that one bead. Draw the thread through, put the bead side by side, and go through the size 8 seed bead that's in row 7 again. So now we've crossed over, we've snagged the size 11, and we've crossed back again into the size 8. From now on, it's going to be through a magtama or seed bead, and then back to the other side. My size 8 has kind of lost its tension a little, so I want to carefully snug that back in again. I'm going to go through magtama next. Careful not to let your thread snag on any other bead. And then back over to your 7-row seed bead. This time we're going through a seed bead. And then back over again to your to your row 7 size 8 seed bead. And we're going to keep going like this. We are zipping close the body so that that 8th row of the spine will be centered on the back of the body. It's a pretty seamless closure. We are out of size 8 beads and we are out of magtamas. There's just one bead left now to go through, and it's that size 11 here. I capped off row 8 on the first side. So you're going to go through that 11 seed bead, that's the C seed bead, and then back through the 8 seed bead without snagging any extra beads. And now you're at the end. You're done. Your main body is closed, but you don't want it to open up again. So what do? Well, since we want these two 8 beads to be side by side at the very end of the body, so we have a good neck connection, we're going to go through one side and then back again. And just go again, through one side and back again. to keep them from moving around and keep them side by side. It's a little bit of a ladder stitch, if you will. And then to keep that ladder stitch from unraveling, make a little knot with your thread. Not a twist. Come on, a knot. I twisted. There, a little knot. If you have a really short tail, for whatever reason, now's a good time to weave the tail back into the body and get a new thread. If you don't have a really short tail and you still got a decent amount that you can start part 2 with, then just go back through the body, bead 8, and make sure your thread comes out here to the left of the spine, so you can start attaching the head of the SDragon. These little bits on the end now, you can choose to cut them off, or you can try to force them back into the body and tuck them out of the way. I'll be trimming mine off just to get them out of my way. It doesn't have to be all the way to the body either, just enough that I can work around them and the head will attach. Don't cut the thread you're working with. Cut all the others. And same thing with the bottom, because all these tails are driving me nuts. They keep catching. It's time to get rid of them. This is all waist. And there's the main body all put together and ready for part 2. If you have any questions about doing these closures or building up the side of the bodies, you can find me on Discord, or you can @ me via Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. Whether you just want to confirm something in the instructions, or you want to double check it looks right, feel free to send me a picture or tag me and I will take a peek and let you know for sure.